Hi, welcome to After the Night Shift, episode 2, Cradle to the Lake. This story was inspired by Amelia Dyer, who was probably one of the most prolific nurse serial killers, dare I say, of all time, but definitely in Britain in the 1800s. And she was a baby farmer where parents, families brought their children and they paid her to basically adopt their kids and care for them. It could be families who were maybe they were trying to hide that their daughter was pregnant, or maybe the mother just didn't have anywhere to go. So they would go to her, give the babies, pay her money to keep them. And at first, she was really caring for them. But after a while, it got to be too overwhelming. And so she couldn't keep up with it. And she felt like it was a better decision for her to unalive the babies, dispose of them for lack of better words. They found a package in the river near her with a baby in it. And so that package was traced back to her. And that's how they found out how she was dealing with the surplus of babies that she didn't want to keep. So that's what inspired this story. And Amelia did have 2 children. I didn't want to talk about Amelia's point of view. What I did want to talk about was the angle of a child growing up in this family. Of course, I made her a girl, and basically having her balance between this is my responsibility, this is our family business, this is how we make our money, and we're pretty respected in the community, but also this ain't right. So there's a nursery for the undesirables, and this is an interesting spot because as I was writing this, I was thinking about, okay, so these families who we presume are wealthy because they can afford to buy these babies from her mother, the idea is that they don't necessarily want people to know that they adopted these kids. So they're wanting the children as close to newborn as possible so it can seem like the mother had the children themselves. Also, you want the children to look like you. And so, presumably, when we're speaking of people in Britain in the 1800s who had enough money to be buying kids, they're probably white. They're probably have blonde or brown hair, blue eyes. They don't look like Cinnamon. And they also don't look like Anna, which is a whole nother thing. But I feel like that is why she connects to the undesirables because she doesn't look like her parents either. And there's the question, was Anna adopted? I mean, I don't know. I didn't write that in there, but that's for you all to decide. And she connects with Cinnamon, who again looks like her, more olive tone, brown hair, green eyes. She feels undesirable because she looks like them, but also because she's at the age where she feels what she's doing is undesirable. She recognizes that even though this is her duty and she gets up early and she goes and she checks on the babies and she checks on the mothers, this is not cool. This is funny business. So she's kind of coming into her age of defying, the family business and her expectations. At the end, she goes away with Cinnamon and the cook. And where do they go? That's a question. And that's something that in my writing I will always do, which is another reason why I like to keep the story short, is I like to leave the stories open-ended. So you decide, where is she going? What is she going to do? This girl has been living in the lap of luxury her entire life, has had everything given to her that she's ever wanted. How is she about to just go out and figure out how to fend for herself? In terms of the editing, I'm working on turning the images into video. And so one of my favorite ones from this episode is the mob running. I love this so much. I put it in there twice. I'm working on the animation when the people blink their eyes. It looks really freaky. So just stay tuned. This is a work in progress. Judge me lightly. It's just fun for me. See you next time. Bye.